It's the Big Dawg. We're going to go to a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't run out of time. Get out of bounds.
You're listening to the Out of Bounds Sports Show. This broadcast is brought to you by Z-Web, state-of-the-art web designing and technical support for your small business needs. Contact Z-Web Designing at ZERAHORN@gmail.com for your appointment today. Z-Web. It's the obvious choice. And now, the Big Dawg and Dino.
We're back on the Out of Bounds Sports Show. This is the Big Dawg, Jay Horn. And we're highlighting the New Orleans Saints and Tampa Bay Buccaneers game today on this Sunday morning. The score is 30-3. It is not even close. The Saints have destroyed, literally dismantled. It's unbelievable how some of these teams in the NFL get drugged like this, and there are professionals. You know, I can understand a hot streak, somebody's getting hot or somebody's doing something, but you have to have some type of fight, some type of resilience if you call yourself a professional. And I don't think that guys should be getting the skin beat off of them and in the NFL and then continuing to call themselves a professional. So, on third down, the safety drives, comes up the backside, up the left side on a blitz, and gets a clean hit on the quarterback. And they throw an incomplete pass on fourth down. And now there's a scuffle. Oh no, there's a scuffle on the sideline. New Orleans Saints are on the Tampa Bay sideline, grabbing helmets, pushing and shoving. The referees had to come in and break it up. I don't understand what's going on with these young fellas with the composure, but you got to keep your composure. Even though you're getting beat up, you know, you can't just continue to hit people and push people and instigate different stuff. And oh no, I'm just trying to tell the truth, man. These young boys is getting out of control with the ignorance. Now these guys are losing 30-3. Of course you're getting plumbled and your feelings is hurt a little bit. But Jameis Winston, you're the leader of the team, and you can't go out there and punch guys in the back of the head with your finger and think they're not going to throw you up out of the game. I just don't understand why you would think that that's something that you could do at this point in the game, being down 30-3. Going into the sideline, attacking guys that's walking down your sideline that's still on the field. So we got Sean Payton. He's out of control. He's out there angry, but he wants to say something to the referees or some of the players, and he's just a coach. He's not supposed to be out there doing it. See, some of the decision making that's going on in this game right here is not really well. And that's why it's so lopsided. But it's 4th and 5. Tampa Bay had to kick the ball off. I think the league is going to step in and send out some fines. Jameis Winston poked Lattimore in the back of the head and standing there. And then number 13 came through. Who is that? And then he gets mauled. And then the melee starts.
Who? Michael Thomas, number 13.
Michael Thomas for Tampa Bay?
Oh, no.
For Tampa Bay, we have to look up his name
That's
and find out who it is. Mike Evans. Mike Evans, the wide receiver, comes and takes a cheap shot to the back of Lattimore. And so, let's see what the referee says is going to be. Personal foul on the offense. Big Mike Evans is 6'5", 230 pounds, and came through and smashed on Lattimore from the back and got a penalty. So, it's not really helping the cause for Tampa Bay at this point, because when you getting beat 30-3, you almost want to give up. You're in the third quarter, it's 8:28, but if you're a professional, you have to understand that we're going to continue to fight until the last second go off. Because Magic Johnson, said in the 1991 playoffs when they got beat down by the Chicago Bulls in the first game by 30, his famous words were, it don't matter if you win by 1 or you win by 30. It's only one win. So when you're a professional, you have to think about it in that aspect. So these guys in Tampa Bay are getting pummeled, getting slaughtered at this point, and they're trying to figure out how can we get our team going, how can we get a spark, but attacking the other team erroneously and doing bodily harm, which is oh man, it's just no sense for it. That's not the way to get your team back on track. Okay. So with that said, New Orleans Saints is getting ready to take over on 4th down. It's 4th and 20. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are getting ready to punt the ball off. The score is 30-3, and we're going to go to some of the scores on some of the other games at this point. Tennessee is still up 16-6. Baltimore is getting ready to kick the ball off to them on a 4th and 3 stall. 7 minutes and 29 seconds left in that game. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 3-1. They're driving right now. They're up 16-7 against the Cincinnati Bengals at home. There's 3 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter of that game. The Indianapolis Colts take over after a drive start with the Houston Texans. They're up 10-7 in the third quarter with 5:41 left in that game. The Carolina Panthers are on the move again against the Atlanta Falcons. They're up 17-10 with 3:59 left in the third quarter. They're on the 28-yard line on their own 28-yard line on 4th and inches. They're on the 28-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. And it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and inches. And there's a timeout taken by the Carolina Panthers. The Los Angeles Rams are winning by 24 points still. They haven't did too much in the third quarter. The score is 34-10 against the New York Giants. They're driving right now, 2nd and 10. And third quarter, 7 minutes and 52 seconds left. The Philadelphia Eagles are trying to extend their 31-9 lead with 10 minutes left in the third quarter, and they are at the 7-yard line of the Denver Broncos. So we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back to have more sports analysis and highlights on the Out of Bounds Sports Show. We're broadcasting live at the Making the World Famous for Life RV in Plano, Texas, with the one and only celebrity barber, the VC.
I do this all for you, I'm working hard for you, I put it down for you, I stood my ground for you. I do this all for you, I'm working hard for you, I put it down for you, I stood my ground for you. I do this all for you, I'm working hard for you, I put it down for you, I stood my ground for you. Let 'em know. I will, 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 I do this all for you.
Baby, like you, where the others go. Baby, like goes where the others go. Baby,
This is the Big Dawg. We're back on the Out of Bounds Sports Show. It's your host, Jay Horn. We're doing it over here. It's a Sunday, and we're broadcasting live from the Making the World Famous RV in Plano, Texas. We're giving live sports updates, reviews. We're talking about these games that's going on. We got 7 games going on this morning that started at 12 o'clock. We got our Cowboys come on at the 3 o'clock game. So our highlighted game for today is the New Orleans Saints versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. New Orleans Saints are driving, third down right now with 7:28 in the third quarter. They're up 30-3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was just a half sideline scuffle initiated by Jameis Winston. Now, you would think of all people, the leader of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would not be coming off the bench, harassing the players that's already on the field and causing trouble. But he caused a scuffle. And so the league is going to hand out some penalties, I do believe, as the New Orleans Saints get another first down on 31. We're going to highlight some of the other games that's going on at this point. Second down and 8. Baltimore had the ball against the Tennessee Titans. They're losing 16-10 in the third quarter with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. The Jacksonville Jaguars are driving against the Cincinnati Bengals. They're up 16-7 in the third quarter with 1 minute and 6 seconds left. Then the Indianapolis Colts are winning 10-7 against the Houston Texans. In the third quarter is 4 minutes and 14 seconds left, clock running in that game. And the Carolina Panthers just scored again. Carolina up 20-10 with the extra point on the way. And that's the third quarter with 1:36 left. And the LA Rams put another score on the board, 41-10. It's a rout in the third quarter, 6 minutes left and 27 seconds. And the Philadelphia Eagles add to their lead, 38-9 against the Denver Broncos. It's getting really, really ugly. A lot of these games, you don't want to say the game is decided in the third quarter, but you're looking at the New Orleans game, they're up 30-3. You're looking at the LA Rams game, they're up 41-10. And you're looking at the Philadelphia game, they're up 38-9. It's no way some of these teams are playing so dismal that they'll be able to have a historic comeback like last year's Super Bowl when the New England Patriots were down 28-3 and ended up winning 35-28. So this is the Big Dawg. We'll be back. We're going to have a little commercial break. We'll be back. We're over here in Plano at the MTWF, the number 4LIFE RV with the famous celebrity barber, Vincent Castile, better known as VC. You're on the Out of Bounds Sports Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by Z-Web, state-of-the-art web design and technical support for your small business needs. Contact Z-Web Design at ZERAHORN@gmail.com for your appointment today. Z-Web, it's the obvious choice. And now, the Out of Bounds